I can't deal. It's so unfair and it feels like heaven so far away. And it feels, yeah, it feels like the world has grown cold now that you've gone away. So far away. Now that you've gone away.
Hello, everybody. Well, it's been a while since I've done a release on a skin. Been a while since I've done a skin actually for public use. I just kind of put it to the side and started doing some skins for myself. The skin that I'm getting ready to release, I started yesterday after the 4th of July. It kind of brought some light to me. We deal with a bunch of stuff as veterans, and 4th of July is probably hardest for a lot of us, more some than others. When I started the skin, I worked on it, played around with some different views, and thanks to my lovely and beautiful wife, she helped me out. She's very instrumental in a lot of my skins. She's the eyes that I need when I'm missing something or I'm having a problem finding something to add to a skin, and she helps me a lot. Thank you, my love. Say hello.
Hello.
So the skin that I started has kind of the same theme in a way as Heart of the Veteran. It deals with PTSD and also the 22 a day that commit suicide. It in some ways hits personal for me. One of my friends lost her son to this, so it's dedicated to the families, to veterans, all the same. Y'all have to give me a minute. I may lose my shit again, like I did when I did Heart of the Veteran, but I'm going to do my best to get through this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the game here for the skin. All right, so what we have here is Dark Soul. The reason I call it Dark Soul is because of, with every veteran, when we go to war, we give up a part of our soul, and there's emptiness there. It's black. There's nothing there. And it's just portions of it. It's not like we lose our whole entire soul. We just lose a big portion of it. A friend of mine once told me, you can heal the heart, but you cannot heal the soul. But you can give the soul light. And the biggest part of it is PTSD. And as you're looking at the truck up top, right there next to the fin, I put PTSD, not all scars are visible. I put it up top for a specific reason. I put it up there because, going down the road, when you see this truck, if it was in real life, you would not really see PTSD up on top. It's hard to see, just like the wounds, the scars that veterans have. Down on the hood, I have 22 a day dog tags. And this is to represent the soldiers, the veterans that commit suicide on a daily basis because they feel like they're alone. They feel empty. And then behind that, it's kind of hard to see, but it's for a specific reason. A lot of this truck, there's a lot of ghosting effect. But you see a soldier, he's walking at Arlington. And to me, it represents he's ended his life. And now he's with his brothers and sisters. Okay, part of the paint job is camouflage. And you'll notice it is black and gray. And this is thanks to my wife. She brought it up because I was having a hard time. A lot of the pictures were not molding into the paint job the way I wanted it to. And I was just going to use solid black. And my wife said, "Why don't you use camouflage, black and gray camouflage?" So, and it falls into light. You have the black, which is the blackness, the emptiness of the soul. You have the gray, which is the dark cloud that holds over every veteran with his depression, his PTSD. And then some lighter gray, because there's days that we're not affected by all of this, and it's in the back of our head, but it's still prominent. So that is the basis behind the camouflage. And again, thanks to my wife for this. On the next part of this truck, I put the truck number, which is 22, representing again the 22 veterans that commit suicide on a daily basis. And then on the sleeper, I added a soldier. He's leaning up against a headstone, whatever military cemetery it is, but he's leaning up against a headstone, and he's remembering, whether it be the hell that he went through, losing a brother or a sister, a multitude of things. Behind him, I ghosted in a scene from one of my favorite movies, Hacksaw Ridge. Just to imagine the hell that these soldiers went through during World War II at Hacksaw Ridge, and for the medic to go into war with no weapon. All he had was the stuff, his uniform, his hard hat, his helmet, and his medical gear. That was it. That's all he had, because he wanted to save a life, not take a life. And I can just imagine the depression and the PTSD that he went through after the war, remembering the lives that he couldn't save. I know a medic, a friend of mine, Michael Rice, and he told me there were several soldiers that he could not, or Marines, because he was Navy, he was corpsman, and he served with the Marines in war and combat zone. So there was many Marines that he was not able to save, and he told me that sits on him. So that was part of the reason why I added Hacksaw Ridge to the background. I couldn't find a picture that I really wanted to express, what a soldier's remembering. So I added Hacksaw Ridge again because it was, it's one of my favorite movies. We moved to the back, and I used a scene from a video from Five Finger Death Punch. Again, this is showing, if you've seen the video, he's suffering from the loss of several of his buddies. In the one scene, the Humvees were blown up, and that can take a toll, a serious toll. Then, scattered throughout the picture of this video, you see ghosted pictures. I blended these into the skin as a reminder. These are soldiers that have committed suicide after they've come home. The top center one is the family of a young lady that committed suicide. This really portrays a lot of feelings, more than I can really express with words. Sorry. But since I can't express it with words, I express it with my art in the skins of these trucks. And again, when I woke up yesterday morning, I just come out of a bad nightmare, and it really brought a lot of ideas into my head. Now, fortunately for me, I don't suffer so bad that I think about death. I think of it in different ways. I think of it, what other people are dealing with. I have such a good connection that I don't really have to think about it. I have my wife by my side all the time. I have, several veteran, friends that are veterans. I have people that aren't even veterans. I have my family, all all 7 of my kids. Sasha, Tanner, Bradley, Hannah, Sam, KJ, Sierra, and then I have my beautiful grandchildren, Jeremy and Lizzie, my little sack of taters. You know, so I have the network for myself when I'm really struggling. So, you know, and there's a lot of guys that, and women too, the veterans that feel like they don't have that connection. They don't feel like they have that network. For the Outlaw and Viper, I'm going to release it in Outlaw Mods, and I'm also going to release it in Bark Modding, so that way anybody that wants them, they can go ahead and download them. I'll be releasing it to Steam a little bit later on, and then I'm hoping that it gets the likability that Heart of Veteran did. And maybe, just maybe, it helps. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut out of here. I chose a wild spot to release this one. This is from the Washington DLC. For people that are not familiar with ATS, and of course, you know, we have Mount St. Helens in the background. ATS did a hell of a job with this one, a lot better than they did Oregon. They really did a great job with Washington. So, leaving you with that. Remember, 22 a day. Reach out. Reach out to a veteran you know. Let them know you're there. And to my brothers and sisters, reach out to your family. Don't let your life be a tragedy. This is Scrap Dog. I'm back out, back quiet. Keep the shiny side up, rubber side down.
Said goodbye to his mama as he left South Dakota to fight for the red, white, and blue. He was 19 and green with a new M16, just doing what he had to do. He was dropped in the jungle where the choppers would rumble with the smell of napalm in the air. Then the sergeant said, look up ahead. Like a dark evil cloud, 1,200 came down on him and 29 more. They fought for their lives, but most of them died in the 173rd Airborne. On the 8th of November, the angel 8th of November. Now he's 58 and his ponytail's gray, but the battle still plays in his head. He limps when he walks, but he's strong when he talks about the shrapnel that left in his leg. He puts on a gray suit over his airborne tattoo, and he ties it on one time a year, and remembers the fallen as he orders a tall one and swallows it down with his tears. On the 8th of November, the angels were crying as they carried his brothers away, with the fire raining down and the hell all around. There were few men left standing that day. Saw the eagle fly through a clear blue sky. 1965, the 8th of November. Saw the eagle fly through a clear blue sky. 1965. On the 8th of November, the angels were crying as they carried his brothers away, with the fire raining down and the hell all around. There were few men left standing that